what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the show, I am your host, Rashid White. So as you guys can see with the title and thumbnail on this video, who is to blame for the Lakers' woes right now? So the Lakers currently right now are falling into a dark abyss. Maybe they actually make the play-in tournament, but with the trades that Sacramento made, I think they may have some competition for that spot right there. We'll actually see what happens over there. So the Lakers, man, this team is god awful, and there's a lot of people out there that's saying, "Hey, hashtag fire Frank Vogel." He had to bench Russell Westbrook, but let's look at Russell Westbrook, man. I mean, the scores. I mean, what he actually. I watched the game. I don't know if anybody watched this game or anything like that, but. He actually had to bench him, man. I mean, he was turning the ball over. Let's see. Russell Westbrook, 10 points, -16, man, in the plus-minus factor. And, man, let's see. I mean, he has 10 rebounds. He had 5 assists. But he had a lot of turnovers, man. He was just, I think he just plays too fast. And then the fact that he just, this, all right, like, let's look at Frank Vogel right here. Let's look at his past. I mean, he's with Indiana, and he had Paul George and a bunch of role players. There wasn't a second star next to Paul George or anything like that. So it was a bunch of role players, and if it wasn't LeBron James in the way, you could argue that they could probably went to the finals, So Frank Vogel is actually a damn good coach, and let's say you put Frank Vogel on that Cleveland Cavaliers team that had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, LeBron James, they was actually probably win a championship. And mind you, that Frank Vogel 2 years ago actually won a championship with like a team that didn't. I mean, with JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. I mean, normally LeBron James like shooters around him that provide some spacing, but I mean, they beat a Miami Heat team that was the 5th seed. But listen, a championship is a championship. They were well coached. There was a lot of different factors in that. I mean, LeBron James and Anthony Davis had 4 months off. But regardless, I mean, they didn't control COVID or anything like that. So they won. There was other teams that they had to go through. And if they couldn't expose the limitations that the Lakers actually had, then that's on them. But as far as actually saying Frank Vogel is actually responsible for this mess, it's actually laughter right there, man. I mean, just look at what he's dealing with over here. Anthony Davis, he was a -8. And I'm just trying to figure out what this Anthony Davis is great at. He's a good ball handler, not a great ball handler. He's not a better ball handler than Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's a good shooter, not a great shooter. He's an okay passer. He's not a great passer. I mean, the one thing I guess his strengths are is actually able to move laterally, get some rebounds, get some putbacks, and is an excellent help defender. But that's about it, though, man. But I mean, yeah, he can score, man, but he doesn't really put pressure on your defense. Now, Russell Westbrook, I mentioned that already. His problems, and listen, this is on him. This is on Westbrook. During the offseason, dude, you need to actually work on your damn game. I mean, you're shooting 67% from the free throw line, man. I mean, you had 12 years damn near to actually get this together. And as I said in my Julius Randle book, I mean, you're not going to retire at 60-something years old, dude. I think by maybe 35, 36, I think, and being what Westbrook can't shoot, I think he's going to retire about that age because he's not going to really have the athleticism like that. So, I mean, you even see it now. He got blocked a couple of times yesterday. So, and you see what Jason Kidd had to do. Jason Kidd actually had to work on his three-point shooting, man. He diligently sacrificed. He worked on it over the summertime. So Westbrook hasn't been doing that. So this is on you, man. And teams are going to expose you for that. If you can't shoot, they're going to pack the paint. And like I said before, the only way it's truly going to work is if you have Westbrook actually controlling the basketball and then LeBron James strictly playing off the ball and being a catch and shoot three-point shooter. You know, so if LeBron doesn't want to do that, this is not going to work. And Rob Pelinka, I mean, he bitches up to LeBron James, and he's responsible for this. I mean, Taylor Horton Tucker, 4 points. At least he was a +2. But I mean, A.B. Bradley, I mean, Malik Monk. I mean, you these are all throwaways over here, man. I mean, look at all the. I mean, you couldn't get anybody better. I mean, look at the roster that the 28 other teams actually constructed. You're telling me you couldn't get any of those players? This is what you actually get over here? I mean, you couldn't even try to get Karis LeVert. I mean, they got him for pennies on the dollar, the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's nothing. An expiring contract and a draft pick. So you couldn't even get him. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Lakers, man. But this falls on LeBron James and this falls on Rob Pelinka. You know, so these are the two guys that's actually steering the wheel. I mean, controlling everything. Frank Vogel has to basically steer the wheel over here, man. This is not on him. Frank Vogel's actually a damn good coach, man. And yeah, defensively they look bad. And Frank Vogel is supposed to be a defensive-minded coach, but I don't know, man. It's like you got to put guys in there that can't defend but can score. And there's times you need to actually defend, but these guys actually can't score. So A.B. Bradley over here can defend. I think Stanley Johnson can actually defend. He's a power forward. He has 16 points. But Kent Bazemore, DeAndre Jordan, Wayne Ellington. And Wayne Ellington's, I don't know, he's hot and cold. But yeah, I mean, this is what they're going to treat Westbrook as. He's going to be, listen, he has it going fine. If not, then Frank Vogel can't be emotional. He can't get caught up in his feelings. And yeah, I know he's making the money he's actually making, but you know, you have to try to win games over here. And Westbrook has too many limitations. He turns the ball over. He plays too fast. I don't know. He should be cutting more. I mean, there should be more cutting with him. You don't see that a little bit. He could do a little bit off the ball stuff by cutting more. All right, so let's actually see what happens. Does Westbrook get traded over here come tomorrow, or Frank Vogel gets fired? And I don't know what they see in Rob Pelinka. I mean, they say he's a great basketball mind, but if you look at this roster right here, man, I really don't see that over here, man. And you should not be letting the players, for the most part, put these teams together, because this is LeBron James' boy right here, Russell Westbrook. And LeBron James can actually get emotional. You know, players tend to get emotional in a sense when it comes to picking their friends. All right, we'll definitely wrap this video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.